I have still on Francis Timore Boi, who is a tax consultant. I'm grateful for your time as well. The last time we spoke, you were unhappy about the numerous taxes burdening Ghanaians. Dr. Bawumia says he will scrap the E-Levy, new flat tax regimes for all small and medium enterprises. He will widen the tax base if given the nod. He's also announced a withdrawal of the controversial 15% VAT on electricity consumption. How do you react to Dr. Bawumia's message?
Thanks, Aisha. I think that on the tax fronts, he seems to have some fantastic ideas because he wants to emphasize on simplifying the tax compliance process and also, widen the tax base, something which has been with us since independence. Our tax base is very narrow, and so you realize that government continues to impose taxes which people cannot avoid, which is in the form of indirect taxes. And so E-Levy, I'm happy because, you can't pursue digitalization whilst trying to impose levies on people who want to, change behavior and go to that front. And for me, it looks like it confirms his earlier media engagement, which says that taxing the digital services was not the right thing. Again, emission tax, he says he's going to abolish it. I think it's also fantastic because you look at it from a policy perspective and it's like double taxation because currently we pay 10 pesos on every liter. So on the whole, some of his policies are good, just that I think that he needs to do more of engagement so that we can, people can bring out the challenges. For example, the flat rates, fantastic. However, if you are not careful, you may, bring some inequalities in there because if people are of the same income level and they are paying the same flat amount, that is fine. But where people have different income level, then you see that you are missing on some key component of tax system, which is ensuring equal equity. Tax amnesty, he mentioned that people are going to be forgiven of their sins so that they can start from a clean slate. I think it's good. However, overuse of a tax system or a tax amnesty is not the best because we just finished with one tax amnesty in 2021. So if you are saying that people are going to be forgiven, then everybody will sit and wait and see, after all, if I don't file, my sins are going to be forgiven and all the penalties and interests are going to be, a loss to the state. I think that the use of it should be, measured with some level of, assurance. And then what I think is good is the digitization of the tax administration system. We are currently doing it. However, I believe that a lot more investment is required to be able to ensure that the GRA is resourced. Again, he should make provision for people who cannot really jump onto the systems to start operating. We have a lot of informal sector people, market women. You don't expect them to, go onto their mobile phone and start filing returns. We need to make room for those people as well. Dispute resolution, something which we have been calling for all these years, it's been there and we don't do it. Currently, the tax system is so unfair. When you have disputes, it is so unfair to taxpayer. And so I think that he should speed up. We currently have the law which talks about the Independent Tax Appeals Board. For so many years, we have not implemented it. So I think that if he brings in the arbitration process, which he has recommended, that is very good for me. In all, the policies looks good. However, the question is, why haven't we done them over this, how many years, 7 years, looking at his position? Many people will ask that you were part of the team, so why couldn't you implement these things? These are some of the questions that linger on our mind and as to whether he will have the commitment to do them. If he has the commitment, fantastic. Broadening the tax base has been a challenge, and I think that if he's able to do it, it will be good. The baseline is, do you have the commitment to do that?
Francis Timore Boi, I'm grateful for your time. He's tax consultant and he's asking if it's something that we can put together. And he says that some of the things that Bawumia mentions are some things that he needs to consult again because that could create or spell doom for our tax system.